Yo, 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 it's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A podcast, man. And we back with another one and a quick one at that. This is going to be real straight to the point. We talking about Orlando Usyk taking on Daniel Dubois. And then while we talk about that real quick, in the back of your mind, let's think about this. Where the hell is Connor Benn? Honestly, where in the hell is Connor Benn? Like I said, let's get to it. Let's get real quick. Let's get straight to the point, man. 6 months ago, we told you about this fight potentially being potentially happening, and the WBA pulling the wool over our eyes. If you don't remember, go back to our video 6 months ago. We predicted this fight was going to happen. They announced it that WBA was trying to make it a mandatory. Blah 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 blah. And we said back then we don't want this fight, and we still don't want this fight, but because Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King Fury, is showing some whole tendencies, some A-side slut talk, that he's diving off to take on Francis Ngannou, who has never boxed in his life. Yeah, it's going to be a little comical circus affair that will make some good money as a UFC fighter taking on the heavyweight WBC champion of the world. But this is the fight that we've seen Tyson Fury fight all the time. He's fought guys who are strong but slow, right? In this case, it's going to be even worse because he's fighting a guy that's strong, slow, and has never boxed, right? That's whole tendencies. You should be taking on the undisputed champ there in Orlando Usyk, who has been begging for this fight, wants to be great, dares to be great, but at this time, you don't want to fight him. For whatever reason, you're holding down, they're going back and forth, and it leaves him no option to take on his mandatory Daniel Dubois. We don't want to see this fight. It's going to be a unanimous decision, ass whooping. Won't be a knockout. Like I said, unanimous decision. Orlando Usyk will outbox Daniel Dubois, who's the slower fighter, less experienced, good power. And in the heavyweight division, one fight, one punch can take out anybody, and it can change the game, can change history. But Usyk's experience, he's taken some good power, he's got hella good defense, top-notch fighter, will be Hall of Famer, undisputed coming up from cruiserweight, and now unified heavyweight champion. And he's just ready for this kind of moment. He can do this as a keep busy fight in his case, which is crazy because Daniel Dubois is not a pushover by any means, although he did get knocked down 4 times in his last fight, but not a pushover. But it is definitely a keep busy fight for Orlando Usyk, which speaks to the levels that he is at skill levels compared to his competition. I actually would rather see Deontay Wilder, maybe Andrew Ruiz, or wow, it gets really slim after that. Maybe Jared Big Baby Anderson get a chance to take on the unified champ. But I know that Orlando Usyk does not want to take that kind of threat of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, although lacking in, again, the boxing skill set, has the most power in that division that can change not only just the history, but can change a man's life if he taps him on the chin just right. Andy Ruiz, good boxer, but hasn't done enough. I guess Daniel Dubois is probably a better option at this point. But Big Baby Jared Anderson would have been a good option. American option. Go across seas, get your name exposed even more. He's coming up, had a good fight with Charles Martin, showed his chin and heart there. But here we are in the heavyweight division, which was thriving 2 years ago, to the point where it's stagnant, and we get this kind of fight now at the championship level when we should have undisputed. But we talked enough on that. We just want you to leave with this: is with the current state of the heavyweight division, what can we do now? What can we do to make this better? Is it marinating too long for the Tyson Fury Usyk fight? What do we risk for these fighters? Maybe never making this fight happen, especially when you got to take on the likes of Daniel Dubois to stay busy and getting put into a position where he shouldn't really be in. But shout out to Frank Warren for making this kind of fight happen for his fighter. That's what you're supposed to do as a promoter. But with that said, again, we do not want to see this fight, but it's coming, and it's coming soon, which further lets you know that it's not really the fight that the fans want. It's very lackluster, but it's going to happen. They're going to shove it down our throat. I wish Usyk the best because we know he's the better fighter, pound for pound, one of the best in the game right now. And he should do what he has to do in this fight and get it done. I think he'll make it look pretty. Again, unanimous decision. I don't think he has the power to stop Dubois, but if he does, man, that'll be even better, and even better for his name now that he has adjusted to that heavy weight. With that said, I hope you've been thinking about our second question here. Where the hell is Connor Benn? We bring this up because we're talking about more of a, European fighters at this point and UK fighters with Usyk versus Daniel Dubois, and it just hits us like, where has Connor Benn been? No pun intended, but he needs to get back active. We actually like Connor Benn here on the Silent Eight podcast, at least before all the drug cheat allegations and the eggs and pregnancy, whatever the hell was going on, and he needs to get back out there. Needs to clear his name. Even if clearing his name means he admit he did wrong. You need to say something, man. At this point, you know you did wrong. You know what happened. We've seen a couple videos. He looks a lot smaller now than what he was, jacked up, and clearly something was going on. Your testosterone levels aren't that high as they were by accident. And you know what's okay? You ain't the first fighter, won't be the last. It's been a year. Let's serve that as suspension. But before we do that, I need you to come out, just clear your name and say, hey, either I messed up or not, whatever. It doesn't really matter at this point. Own up to it. Messed it up, because more importantly, you messed up a great fight, great legacy fight when we're going to take on Chris Eubank Jr. there. We were all excited. We did a casual flow for that, and everybody was excited for that fight. And you messed it up, man. You messed it up. Apologize. Let's get it going. Get back in there. I know the WBC in America cleared you, which is still crazy, but you need to get back out there and be clean. No more of this foolishness. Second infraction is a lifetime ban in our book. We don't have time to keep messing with that. Even a one time, I understand where a lot of fighters get one time, you're done. But we understand some fighters get desperate and think they can do this. And you get one mistake. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, that ain't happening. All right. But we say all that to say because I think he is good for the welterweight division, at least. He had good charisma, great style. He was a great boxer. I don't know how much that was what was going on, but great style, great boxer. Let's get him back in there. Where are you? Simple question. Where are you? Let's get him back out there, get back out there. Let's get this thing going, because this has been a great year for boxing. 2023 has been excellent, great, top-notch. Some of the best fights have happened this year, and they're still continuing to grow. Let's continue to grow the sport. Let's continue to get the best boxers out there, the best names, the best fights happening now, and continue this on through 2024 and beyond. Let's keep building. And that's the real reason we bring up his name, because I think he can be one of those, get back in the mix, help grow the sport just around the world. It's not just about the US, it's about the UK, it's about all around the world, from Asia, South America, Mexico, Canada, Russia, Britain, Australia. It's a worldwide sport. It's a worldwide sport. We have fighters from everywhere: West Africa, South Africa, East Africa, Middle East. Everybody's interested. All these boxers from around the world. That's why it's a world-renowned sport, and used to be the biggest sport in the game. Let's make sure we're growing that back, getting the right fighters in there, and making sure the sport is still clean. and promoting and pushing the best fights and making boxing great again. Let's do this. Let's keep it going. We talked too long on this. It was actually supposed to be pretty quick, man. But this is your boy Casual World with Sunday Podcast, man. If you didn't like anything we said, whether you liked it or not, disagree, agree, whatever, man. We want you to comment below. Get active in them comments. Let us know what you think. All right. It's your boy Casual World with Sunday Podcast, man. Till the next time. Peace.